It was hard for me being that young and being in the industry and not knowing where to turn, and everyone, telling me they love me and, just turn their back on you in a second. I just want to protect her, I don't want her to go through anything I went through. I don't wish that upon anybody.
Something disturbing is beginning to surface online. And if the allegations surrounding this footage are even remotely accurate, this story may be far bigger than anyone realized. A new wave of alleged freak-off footage is now being discussed across social media, and some of the names being dragged into the controversy are catching people completely off guard. Celebrities who were never publicly associated with this side of the Diddy scandal are suddenly being mentioned as rumors, clips, and accusations spread from platform to platform. And the speculation is only getting darker. Because now, Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Bieber are being pulled into the conversation. But what really sent this story into overdrive was Joe Rogan. During a recent conversation with Guy Fieri, Rogan appeared deeply unsettled while discussing the alleged footage and the disturbing claims surrounding it.
What else is forbidden? Like all this Diddy that's coming out.
I was just gonna say, doesn't that sound topical?
Jesus Christ. The first day of the trial, did you pay attention to any of that stuff?
At moments, he seemed to struggle with what he was hearing. And his reaction immediately raised another question. What exactly did Joe Rogan see that left him this shaken? Because if the footage being discussed online is what people are claiming it is, this controversy may be entering an entirely new chapter. Most people remember Justin Bieber as the teenage pop sensation who had his rebellious phase and eventually grew out of it. But what's becoming clearer by the day is that something far more troubling was happening beneath the surface during those early years. According to the rumors swirling online, figures like Ellen DeGeneres and Diddy had an alarming level of control over Justin during the peak of his young career. We're not talking about just being mentors or industry connections. We're talking about allegedly steering him toward freak-offs, wild and disturbing parties that no teenager should have ever been near. And now those videos are resurfacing. Fans are going back through old footage, old interviews, and old social media posts, and they're connecting dots they say were always there. The signs, they argue, were hiding in plain sight. We just weren't looking closely enough at the time. One of the most unsettling pieces of footage making the rounds shows a 14-year-old Justin Bieber alongside Diddy in a video that, on the surface, looks like any typical celebrity hangout. But pay close attention to what Diddy is actually saying in that clip. He openly states that he has full control over Justin Bieber, that the two of them are about to go crazy, and that he can't disclose what they're planning to do.
Where we hanging out and what we doing, we can't really disclose. But it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream. He signed to Usher.
He signed to Usher.
I had legal guardianship of Usher when he did his first album. I did Usher's first album. I don't have legal guardianship of him, but for the next 48 hours, he's with me. So and we gonna go full crazy.
A decade ago, most people probably brushed that off as playful banter, the kind of lighthearted celebrity energy that kids dreamed about. But with everything we now know about Diddy and his behavior, hearing those words spoken to a child who wasn't his own raises deeply unsettling questions. What exactly was Justin Bieber pressured into? And how early did it start? It doesn't stop there. Justin and Diddy had another deeply uncomfortable moment during an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live. Justin started to open up about what the two of them would get up to when they spent time together, and Diddy immediately shut it down. His exact message was clear. Justin knew better than to talk about what they did behind closed doors, and certainly not in public.
What's going on with you guys? Are you working together?
I'm not. I mean, I think that we become friends in a strange way, you know.
Like Robin Big.
Yeah. It's like exactly.
I'm Big and you're Robin.
Yeah.
You know, Diddy bought his son a Bentley. Maybe, he could buy you one also while you're out.
Got me a Lamborghini.
That's nice.
I haven't gotten it yet, though.
Yeah, I know. When is that coming, that Lamborghini? We talked about this last
He
time.
had the Lamborghini for a day or two, and he had access to the house, and he knows better than be talking about the things that he does with Big Brother Puff on national television.
The look on Justin's face in that moment, worth revisiting with fresh eyes. What makes it even more chilling is that even when Justin appeared to be distancing himself from that world, Diddy allegedly found ways to pull him back in. Reports suggest Diddy pressured Justin into handing over his number, making it feel less like a celebrity friendship and more like something Justin simply couldn't walk away from.
Man, you good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything? Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you try to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct. Okay.
My number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It raises a haunting question. Was there ever a point where Justin Bieber had a real choice in any of this? Some fans watching those old videos didn't hold back when they shared their thoughts online. One commenter wrote, "The fact he said, 'What we will be doing, we can't really disclose,' is a huge red flag. Praying so hard for Justin. Can't believe the signs were missed this bad by those who should have been protecting him." Another fan added, "Poor kid, man. He still had the light in his eyes. I wonder what else happened after his 16th birthday." And honestly, it's hard to read those comments without feeling the weight of what they're saying. This is exactly where the conversation about Ellen DeGeneres and Diddy started connecting to Justin's story in a way that nobody could ignore. Before Diddy's name became synonymous with scandal, he and Ellen were genuinely close. She showed up to his parties regularly, and he was a frequent guest on her show, always helping her pull off fun surprises for the audience. On the surface, it all looked wholesome and harmless, the kind of celebrity friendship that plays well on camera. But now, with fresh eyes, people are questioning what was really going on beneath all of that warmth. A video featuring children battling cancer went viral around this time, and it added yet another uncomfortable layer to the conversation. On top of that, there was a resurfaced episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, where Khloe Kardashian actually claimed to have seen Justin at one of Diddy's parties, and that half the guests there were naked.
An old Keeping Up with the Kardashians clip from 2014 is resurfacing. Khloe recalls going to a Diddy naked party.
Who was with you this weekend? A bunch of my friends. Diddy, Quincy, Justin Bieber, so far Montana. I haven't been to bed yet. You haven't? I got on the plane at 5:30 a.m. Oh, this party? I think half the people there were butt naked. You would have loved it. You met Chloe too, like crew friends. No. Well, kind of. No. You did? Yeah. Stop. Stop talking. I met Chloe's new crew of friends. And all I said was yes. Then I stopped. All I said was yes.
She asking them to stop talking because this was Khloe's old crew of friends and they kind of knew what was going on behind the scenes. But
That detail alone sent the internet into a tailspin, and it didn't take long before people started pulling threads from every direction. When you start connecting the dots, Justin's uncomfortable early videos, his well-documented ties to Diddy, and then Ellen's known friendship with Diddy, everything starts pointing toward the same unsettling picture. The clues were there all along. People just weren't looking closely enough. Back in 2015, a 21-year-old Justin appeared on the Ellen DeGeneres show. It started like any standard celebrity interview. Then it wasn't. Because before that interview even happened, paparazzi had snapped nude photos of Justin.
What about Justin Bieber?
The situation seemed resolved. Justin moved on. Most people moved on with him. Most people, that is, except for Ellen. Right in the middle of that live interview, she didn't just bring the pictures up in conversation. She put them on a giant screen for the entire studio audience to see.
You are, and we're like, you're Papa.
Justin's reaction was immediate and visible. He kept covering his face, kept asking her to stop, kept saying he felt uncomfortable. He wasn't laughing it off. He was genuinely distressed.
Friends,
And yet Ellen kept pushing, kept asking invasive questions, and kept the images up despite his repeated pleas to move on. So here's the question that nobody seemed to ask at the time. How did Ellen even have those pictures? Justin had already scrubbed them from the internet. Those images shouldn't have been accessible to anyone, let alone casually displayed on national television. But according to people close to the industry, this is exactly how certain powerful figures in Hollywood maintain control over celebrities, especially younger ones. They hold information, they use it as leverage. And from watching that interview back now, it's clear that Ellen had the upper hand in that room. Justin wasn't a guest in a fun conversation. He was reacting, not leading, and the power dynamic between them couldn't have been more obvious, sharp and pointed. One viewer wrote, "We took too long to notice. Her show was so unhinged." Another person was equally blunt, saying the whole thing was none of Ellen's business and that she had absolutely no right to those images. And the more people revisited that footage, the harder it became to defend what happened in that studio that day. When you step back and look at the full picture, the connections here are hard to ignore. Justin Bieber, Ellen DeGeneres, and Diddy all orbiting each other for years. And now, allegations of freak-off videos tied to both of them sitting right at the center of this story. It's a lot to sit with. According to multiple reports, Ellen's show wasn't just a place for lighthearted celebrity moments. Allegedly, her platform was one of the go-to spots in Hollywood, where Diddy would scout and connect with celebrities he had his eye on. That detail alone reframes a lot of those old clips people have been digging up, and Justin hasn't exactly stayed silent on what he experienced. He's confirmed outright that people he trusted, people he personally allowed into his life, used him.
The bad boy. Oh, he's bad boy now.
Oh, signing the bad boy.
It's your icon alert. It's called He's Bad Boy Now. Bad boy. Bad boy.
So when fans started pointing to his song Lonely and reading between the lines, it didn't feel like a stretch. Lines like, "What if you had it all and it felt like there's nobody to call?" hit very differently once you know the context. There's also that interview footage people keep circulating, the one where Justin appears visibly emotional, talking about how badly he was used and saying he genuinely wouldn't wish that experience on anyone.
I was really tired emotionally, physically, and I was sick, and I didn't realize I was sick. So I had like Epstein-Barr, which is like, it's called mono. And then I have Lyme disease. So it was that, it was just, you know, the exhaustion of just being on tour. And then it was just everything compounded, I think, to be honest. And I'm someone who pushes until it's like, you know, till it's like the last straw. So I just couldn't do it.
He went further, expressing that he wants to be a shield for newer artists, so they don't have to walk the same road he did. He never dropped a name. But honestly, he didn't have to.
I'm just learning every day how to set those boundaries, bro. You know, because you want to be loving and respectful, but sometimes people will take advantage of that. You gotta sometimes be stern with people. But I'm also respect myself enough to just, back up, bro.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Oh, wow. Yeah, there's just an energy too where people it's hard for them to control.
Yeah,
themselves.
I don't blame them, but I can't let it slide.
Nah, for sure.
Can't
Or else
co-sign
then everyone's gonna feel like they can just walk up on me and just.
Nah, for sure.
Here's where it gets even more unsettling. If Justin felt strongly enough to write about it, cry about it publicly, and then dedicate himself to protecting the next generation of artists, what exactly did he go through? How dark did those freak-offs actually get? And more importantly, who else in Hollywood knew exactly what was happening and said nothing? These aren't small questions. These are the kinds of questions that point to a much larger, much more disturbing system operating behind the scenes of the entertainment industry for years. So we're putting it to you directly. Do you believe Ellen DeGeneres and Justin Bieber were genuinely caught up in Diddy's world? Or do you think they were just unlucky enough to be in the wrong circles at the wrong time? Drop your take in the comments, because this conversation is just getting started and every perspective matters. If you've made it this far, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more people find this story. And if you want to stay ahead of every Hollywood deep dive we drop, subscribe right now so you never miss what's coming next. See you in the next one.